Hello, hello. Another coast game. This one is from the single faction tournament's finals, with again me on coast and Silenius on Wood Elves. We played that earlier in the rounds already, so both sides got a bit of a taste of what the other side plays and how they play. And Yeah, traditionally that was a matchup that's super weird or super hard for the coast, because the Wolf missiles outrange your own missiles, and your melee department is just kind of scrap. But this has changed a bit with the last update, so it's playable again, and the Wood side here, last match, he brought a lot of Glade Guards, and I kind of mostly got to them. So this time he tries with his Swift Shiver shots. Really high damage. They have to be a bit careful with their range. They still outrange handguns and such, but they're quickly in counterfire range, and then you have to walk the edge of this 10 range more against handguns. And the rest is actually just Eternal Guard. I'm not sure how much I'm on board with the choice here to bring the ones without shields. And I also would have really gone for Dryads, because Dryads still are reasonably tanky with their armor and physical resistance. And they actually kill zombie mobs in reasonable time, where Eternal Guard, take ages to kill through the 12,000 HP. The caster is a regular Awakening Lifeblood caster with passive spam and Arrow of Karnos ×2 with all the Prayer of Anathema here. My side, I am planning for more or less a build-up, because I think this map is kind of good for this. If you have, from the build-up, a lot of units on the field, you can kind of cluster all this full of melee units, so that opponent ranged opponent cavalry and mobility has a real problem to get into them. And then the ones with more range have a significant advantage, and more range in this case are my deck gunners, since they would outrange all elven archers, especially the deep-red scouts or the swift shiver shots. So yeah, I'm just taking those points here early, quickly. I don't plan to super defend this one. I just wanted to buy myself time to do the build-up afterwards. This one is, of course, in full Overwatch range of my guns, so whoa, everyone trying to take that away from me. Nothing will want to stand here with 3 deck gunners in fighting, in shooting range. And yeah, I just abandoned that here. It will still buy me, I don't know, 50 points or something, and prevent the opponent side from getting 50 points. Yeah, I tried to sneak in with the Mongols to get maybe a hit, or at least apply the aura, and you see that he stood still for a second there, a second too long, and then yeah, I sadly didn't get them into the aura, so I couldn't get the kill or the route. Kill would have been unlikely, but as much as this thing has to be careful, the less it can do. This Glade Lady. So yeah, I just abandoned that, and I gonna fast forward a bit. I position here mainly to defend those things, because while I build up, I of course can't allow opponent things to get in here. I summoned a mortar, and I knew that the opponent had those arrows of Karnos and would take it out. It only lost one model in the first volleys, which is kinda lucky for me. But the second then took it to 1. It didn't fully take it out, and yeah. But in second sword, I think it will mostly do friendly fire from here on, because it stands here, is barely in range, and I move my stuff now all up and push the opponent back. So this was a bad pick. Could have just summoned like 2 more piston mobs or something. Yeah, so I have a lot of things on the field right now, and opponent here has the cavalry here. I kind of knew he had them here because I saw them being summoned and walked in, so I had defensive tools to defend this approach angle, and this Mongols are really good. Mongol Regiment Renown is really good to defend against cavalry. Not so much against Dryads, but you will see the tag I have against it in a second. Here, I don't want to use the Mongols to fight into spears for apparent reasons. Here, one cheeky one tries to get in from the front, but the 3 deck gunners, of course, can take that out. Yeah, I summon here deck droppers with the normal ones, not the Regiment of Renown with Armor Sundering, because against Dryads with their fire weakness, they have a bit of armor, but this should really be enough. And here I make the biggest blunder of the game, probably. I didn't have those guys far enough to screen or to get the vision here, and thus I allow those Deepwood scouts shoot their magic missiles into my Shadewraith, and they go down immediately. They take here incredible punishment for that from the other 2 tech gunners, and the summons and spells that Noctilus is throwing into them. So it wasn't a clear win for my opponent here, but I could have made it a clear win for my side if I played this a bit better. It was really just like 50 distance units forward with some deckhands here. So what's the mortar doing? Let's use a missile. But yeah. They took a lot of a beating and didn't yet get their value back. They are still alive, and they, with this much ammo left and such, they are still threat, like really. And there are more here with full health. It took the side, the depth got into the spears. That's why I didn't need to fight the Eternal Guard with large stuff. What answers? They aren't terribly well into large things, but they currently here block for the Swift Shivers, which are really well into large things. My deck gunners kinda died to some scrap damage of the Glade Riders pushing through, which I'm not sad about, because I get the Glade Riders in return. And the rest of the Arrows of Karnos also they are fairly decent against them, but they are kinda did their job. They were an excellent bait and forced my opponent to make bad decisions, or choose between 2 bad decisions. It's micro slip from my side, so dogs definitely shouldn't fight the War Dancers, but chase some of the archers here. Can I save them? Probably not. Maybe the Mongols. I don't remember what happens here. Maybe this is the end for my deck gunners. I kinda can no longer really afford to invest a lot of stuff into taking them, into protecting them, since I want to get the points now. I really need to push forward to get them. Oh yeah, that goes die here. But yeah, opponent really doesn't have a working formation, and I zone out those missiles or actually kill them, so I can go with my deck droppers, and there should be another one coming in a while, to nuke those isolated units here. 500 cost, and they get 900 value, and go for some reason into melee. Ugh, this is bad. They shouldn't be doing that. My dogs here get the kill on the Deepwood Scouts before being, removed by the Wild Raiders. That's really a class I can't compete with. Charge duels against Glade Riders or Light Cav are still not a good thing for dogs. Thankfully, my opponent here is showing the back side, and those Depth Guard doing good work, and Dryads. Yeah, my Night Terrors sadly eat a charge, but can dish out some magic in return as punishment. This was actually fairly decent from this bombardment spell, and the Melkus is coming right behind. Couldn't unsummon them for a while because one of the models was somewhere weirdly stuck, I think. Oh, here's the Prayer of Anathema. I mostly didn't notice them while playing, since there was so much to do and I had so many units standing around idle for a while that I couldn't really differentiate between which ones were hit by the root and which one not. Right Riders, so they actually have quite a bit of value if they killed my Mongol regiment, but now they're a bit, I wouldn't say overextended, this is probably not true, but I can get charges here with my dogs, and probably another Malkus in a while, and they can't escape since they are frostbitten from the Mongols. Yeah, this Depth Guard is really holding bravely here. I have no complaints about them. If they don't get shot, they are really strong. And here's nothing threatening the air, so I get my Bomber Bats, and they will clean up. You see that nice damage here. Very cool. Yeah, I got the Wild Hunters, got 1200 value, yeah. I really didn't need to give them the charge into my Mongols here. Currently, I think I've actually passed the point for where I can win on single cap, but I didn't really notice during the match, so I was a bit on a panic mode, trying to cause this point here not to fall, getting Noctilus and everything force passed into the point. Yeah, it was the two single entities, and he barely had an over my capture rate. The depth scars finally going down. What's their final value? 1300. Yep, that's really nice. And I don't have this point, but I threatened to take it back, and the opponent right now only can respond with light cav mostly, which they will kill dogs if they get a charge. If the dogs get a charge, they won't. And against the other stuff, they're not in a not very healthy grind fighters. Yeah. With how strong, or how with working dogs, that's the way you should phrase it properly. I kinda don't really like bats anymore, but here having one to do such hold-up tactics, they have a really high melee defense, so they are good for stalling such things here. For this, they are still good, and I'm beginning to take the point here back, because the opponent kinda had to desperately fight and trading down in value, losing important units in return, and such. I kinda... Well, this is going down slowly, and I can't really reinforce it anymore. But yeah, I won on points at this point.
I knew it. Unending glory is yours.
Yeah. Some of them got double summoned, or at least one of them got double summoned. This one here probably. The others, yeah, did okay for how they did a strong ambush onto my Shadewraiths. But they also got the punishment in return, since they had to move rather close for doing so. And Noctilus and the counterfire then also tore them up quite badly. And then afterwards the Hounds could finish it. So, but the initial ambush onto the Shadewraiths was really good. Opponent saw the gap I had in my screening there, or not moving things up far enough. And yeah, Wild Riders, yeah, I commented on them in the fight. The Wardens actually did pretty good. They have some melee defense to not get completely butchered from Morngulls and I have none here, but Hulks, the 500 gold ones. So I kind of like them into Cursed. Also against dogs with their anti-infantry, they're of course really effective. The most problem of War Dancers is charges, well, and explosives, which were obviously present here, but charges are kind of more common and less preventable. But Coast isn't good at those. So I really like War Dancers here. This is one of the few really good matchups, I would say. Because you can't bring 10 Dryads. I would. Yeah, I don't like those Turner gods here. You see a lot of them really just got murked, and those maybe got double summoned or something. And even if they get to fight, they don't do super well here. They are a good defense, or a deterrent against cavalry, especially heavy cavalry, and which is of course not present here. So I really would like to see things that can kill and are actually faster. So I would have definitely opted for a Dryad opening here and not Turner God, especially not the unshielded ones when the other side can bring handguns and pistols. Masses of them. The Waste Stalker did really good. Yeah, I kind of had value with the mortar here. This thing did really bad. My bomber bats were really nice. Their performance is great once the opponent stuff is cleared, shooting is cleared. And yeah, they kind of did good. This one did still fine, despite me blundering it. Noctilus did good. Not so much in melee, since, well, I kinda took him to main task for him was surviving, so I don't get the Lord Kill penalty. But his spells were really good. Something else to say? Not much, I think. Not much. Yeah. See you.